Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Crochet with Lulu. I'm Lou Ann, your yarn host. I live in Middle Tennessee. I've been crocheting since I was about 10 years old. My grandmother taught me to crochet. She taught me the basics of crochet. She made a lot of blankets, and back in the 70s when she was living, it was popular to make the toilet paper covers. A lot of you will know what I'm talking about. A lot of you have no clue. They would get a doll, like a Barbie doll, and they would crochet a fancy dress that went way out and went over the toilet paper, and they would stand her up, and that was your bathroom decorations, which a lot of them got into crocheting the tank covers and the seat covers and all of that. But my grandmother loved making those dolls, and they were gorgeous. The dresses were gorgeous. She used to crochet and sew, hand sew. She would cut a little piece of material out and hand sew my Barbie doll's clothes. So she really taught me the love of crocheting. After she passed in 77, there was years that I would pick it up and make a baby blanket and put it down, and then pick it up again, and then I would put it down, and then I would think, well, I just don't have the want to crochet anymore. So a friend of mine, she moved here from Michigan. She started teaching me to crochet with diagrams, and I loved it. I started making doilies, and of course my first few projects were out of this world. They were so ridiculous. I should have saved them, because that would have been one for the books. There was one time I didn't know the difference in a size 10 thread, which is your basic doily thread, or the real tiny crochet thread, versus the large skein of yarn, like the 4-weight up. Yeah, I didn't know, so I was going to impress her and my family, and I was going to make a throw pillow cover. I wasn't even halfway through the project. This is Bigsby. He wants to say hello. This is my son's oldest Boston Terrier. He has a little one that's 3 months old, and this one is 2 years old. They are our babies. He says Nana's talking. He needs to find out what's going on. But I wasn't even halfway through with this doily, or this pillow cover, and it was already the size of a small table, like an eating table size. So I should have kept on and seen how far that pillow cover would have taken me. She taught me, oh, Lulu, you're using the wrong kind of thread. Use this little thread. So she gave me several rolls of the little thread, and so then I learned. So we learn from doing those kinds of things. We learn from our mistakes, and that's why now I'm loving watching the YouTube videos, because I can pause it and go back and watch it. What are you guys making? I would love to know, are you already on your fall and Christmas projects? And do you make things for Halloween? How many of you make Halloween and seasonal items? Let me know in the comments what you make. I saw the cutest little Halloween tree that I'm gonna make one. We have so many tree limbs in our backyard that I thought I can make the cutest little Halloween tree and hang little ornaments on to sit out on the table when I pass out treats for the kids come Halloween. And then I would love to decorate it with fall ornaments for Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, December. Do y'all get all into the different holidays? And if so, tell me what you make. Do you crochet? Do you quilt? Do you woodwork? Tell me what you enjoy doing. I have some friends that will be coming on. They will be doing a live with me at some point. One quilts, and when I'm talking quilt, I'm not talking about big pieces of quilting. she uses, I call them microscopic, I call her works stained glass windows because it's so beautiful. It's something that you just want to sit and look at all times. It's beautiful. She makes me coasters all the time with the grip thing on the back so that I can open things, because let's face it, people, they don't child-proof many things. They adult-proof a lot of things. So she makes me those a lot, and she said she would come on and show some of her projects. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me where you're from. Don't give street addresses. This is the World Wide Web, the internet. Just let me know what you're working on. I'm anxious to know how many of you do seasonal projects. I'm getting into wanting to do seasonal projects. I have not done anything Halloween yet except a little tiny orange pumpkin, and I will show it at a later time. I love the pumpkins. I love seeing the crochet pumpkins on YouTube. I think they're just gorgeous. I have purchased, this is called Morning Java, and it is gorgeous. It's Ferris wheel, it's Line Brand Ferris wheel. It's 100% acrylic, and I cannot remember how many yards it is. It's gorgeous. You can wash and dry it. So I'm anxious to work up something and see how well it washes and dries, because I just absolutely love that colorway. I love coffee. I'm addicted to coffee. Here's my thing. It is called Morning Java. It's a medium 4, 270 yards, and it is 100% acrylic. And like I said, you can machine wash and dry it. It's gorgeous. I'm anxious to work on that. I have just recently finished a beanie for my son, and once I have it complete, I say finish, I like just the top part sewing in. I wanted to make sure it fit. He has a lot of thick hair, so I wanted to make sure that I had made it tall enough to fit his head and his hair. So far, I've done everything like I was supposed to. I just like sewing in the very top, because you start at the brim and then work the brim, and then you crochet single crochets till you finish. It's a Jada in Stitches. It's her last Saturday video. Go check her out. Jada in Stitches. She is absolutely wonderful, and she has so many wonderful tutorials that she posts on there. I can follow her, and I love watching her. I've made my son that beanie. I've made my friend in Michigan a lacy beanie. It's made out of the shells, and it was so pretty. I made another one. I don't have it over here. I'll try to think to show it in another video. Her work is just absolutely gorgeous. I am loving watching her. I love Bag-O-Day Crochet. She is absolutely out of this world, the projects that she does on her channel. Check her out. Check Jada out. Check Cinnamon Stitches out. The Crochet Crowd. Captain Crochet does a beautiful Christmas tree doily. And I love Fiber Spider. I love watching those. And Creative Grandma, I've just found her recently, the last few months, and I'm loving watching her crochet a lot of the projects that she does. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And like I said, I have friends that will be coming on. We will be doing some live videos. We'll be doing some tutorials. We'll be talking about what we make, what we like, what we don't like. There's a lot of yarn that I'm discovering that I'm not really crazy about. I had ordered some a few weeks ago, well, actually a couple of months ago, and I wanted it because I wanted something different. I like to kind of push the bar sometimes, and I just wanted something different. I wanted to change from the doilies that I was working on all the time and the thin projects. So I purchased this yarn, and I ended up, I really didn't like it. So I will probably use it to do a lot of my Christmas tree ornaments, the larger Christmas tree ornaments, the the stockings. Claire, Crochet with Claire, does the cutest little Christmas stocking out of a granny square. And check her out. She's absolutely wonderful. I love watching her. And to see how she does that, just watch her. You'll love it. You'll be hooked on making granny square stockings. I had wanted a simple pattern on YouTube to follow, and hers was so, because most of us that have crocheted for a long time, we do granny squares. It took me a long time before I could really do a granny square. I couldn't do a square. My squares didn't turn out square. They had a lot of points and different shapes. One I done 20 something years ago looked like the state of Tennessee, and it wasn't supposed to. So that one was one for the books too. I should have saved all those early projects just to show people how not to crochet. But anyways, I finally learned how to do a square. It took me a long time because I just I couldn't get my edges. And I was trying to crochet washcloths for people, for gifts. I could do the round all day long. I would make face scrubbies, round doilies, all different kinds of shapes of doilies, but I just could not get a square. Now the baby blankets, I could cheat by them not being perfect because I could always go back and sew a border, crochet a border or scallop. So it took me a long time. It really did. I struggled, and then it finally clicked how that one last stitch on the very end that you think you're not supposed to get, you think there's not room, is the very stitch you've got to get into to make your sides come out straight. So I'm loving crocheting in the square now. And the crochet squares, the granny squares, I love doing those. There is a Jada and Stitches. Just check her out. Check out all her videos. She's doing one with little 2-row granny squares that she's making into, I guess, like a lap blanket, or you can make it for a bed, whatever size you want it. But I think she is doing hers in 12-inch blocks. I'm thinking she does 12 of the little 2-row granny squares, different colors, and she puts them in there. It was gorgeous. What she showed on her video was gorgeous. Check her out. Check Cinnamon Stitches out. Bag O' Day. I love her tutorials. They do a lot of yarn reviews. I will do some yarn reviews, mostly just for the sake of saying I have tried that yarn and letting you know my opinion of it. Now, I love the mandala. I love the ombres. A lot of the mandalas will tangle. When I done my friend's beanie, I was going to start with the cake, and when I took the wrapper off, a whole lot of it just fell off the cake. And so when I finished her doily, I put it, or her beanie, I put it in this Ziploc, because I use Ziplocs all the time. But it's called, if you want to get this that looks like the blue jean, it's gorgeous. It's mandala ombre, and it's called Harmony. But it looks like blue jeans, and I love that. I thought that was so pretty. And like I said, a lot of it just fell off the cake, so I'm having to keep it in here so it will knot up. It will tangle and knot. And if you're not careful, you'll have to I had to cut a whole section off yesterday that I was working on her beanie with, because it was in such a knot I couldn't pull it out. Now normally I will fiddle with it until it comes out, but I gave up on that one. What do you keep your projects in? Do you buy bags? Or it was funny because I was using a grocery bag for my son's beanie until I get it snipped off at the end, and the ends the very tail, the hat part up here, when I get it finished and so weave that in, then I will, but I was carrying it in a Walmart bag. This, a friend bought me this. It says, I'm not a hoarder, I'm a yarn connoisseur. And I thought that was so cute. So I do keep thread in this bag, but I have several project bags. I have drug out all of my Christmas thread that I want to make Christmas ornaments out of. I have it all out. And I finally got a tote just to keep what I wanted near me together, because every time I would start to do something, it's like this, it would just like flip everywhere. Ziploc bags are your friends. I love to keep Ziploc bags for projects. I hope everybody's having a good week, and I hope you will enjoy this channel. Like and subscribe and share it, and be sure to check daily, because I will try to post videos daily of projects that I'm working on. I did find the beanie. It was right here beside me. I just didn't see it. This is one of the shell beanies that I made. Lacy beanie, I think Jada called it. And it's gorgeous. This is a mandala cake, but I do not remember the name of it. I wish I did. Earlier on, I used to keep up with all my labels, and then I went through a period where I didn't keep up with labels, and now I'm back to trying to keep up with labels again. So, keep a Ziploc handy. But I've not got the ends weaved in yet, but I thought that was so cute. It's, you know, it does the changing of the colors, the self-striping, and I just thought that was so pretty. It's, I call it a creamsicle orange, but it's really kind of like a gold color. It started out kind of a yellow, and then it went into this, and then it went into this color, and I thought that was so pretty. This is a beret that I made. A friend of mine gave me this woolly yarn, and I thought, what in the world will I use that yarn for? And then she was here one day, and we were talking about the berets that I was making. This is the granny cluster beret. Now there are several that do these, and I don't remember the name of the one that I followed to do this. I will try to find it and post it at a later time. But can you see all that? And I thought that is the prettiest yarn. It's kind of an off-white cream color, but I thought that would be so pretty for the late fall maybe, or early winter, when it's just starting to get cold. But it will be cold because it has the granny square holes in it. Now there's one that I'm wanting to learn. I know how to do the clusters. It's several stitches that make a cluster, and it's gorgeous, and I don't remember who it's by. I will find out and link that one below as well. It'll be on at a different time, but it is gorgeous. Now it would make the perfect winter hat because it's solid on the top, but it has all these clusters coming down that form, to me it kind of looks like leaves from vines. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. You could do it in any color. I think the main one that she done it in was kind of an off-white, a little darker than that white, but it was gorgeous, and I want to learn how she puts them all together. And it's all around. It's not just like 4 stripes of it. It's all over, and even some of the rows have clusters that just go so far, and the rest of them go all the way from the start to the finish of the beret. And I thought they were just gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm anxious to start that one. I'm a little because I have to really sit and study it to see where they put all those shells. I can do shells, but I can't wait to get started and learn how to do that. That'll be one of my other projects I'll show if it doesn't turn out bad. I may show it anyways. But like and subscribe and share and join me. Set your notifications, and who knows what will happen. We have 2 Bostons running around in the house. So, I mean, they may be up in my lap. They may be on my head. One likes to get in my hair. So, they shake the tripod. So, it gets interesting and it's fun. We love them. They're our babies. They're tiny. So, they're hoots. We just enjoy them. Have to keep my eyes on them all the time because never know what they're into. Please show me your projects. Tell me what you're involved in. Like I mentioned, I've got a friend that quilts, and so she's wanting to come on and show some of the things that she does. And then my friend from Michigan, I'll have to find out how to do the split screen so she can be there and be on the channel too. And she paints. She's amazing too. She's like the friend I have here. She can do anything. When she lived here in Sparta, her and her husband made my mother a little stool to sit in front of her chair to prop her feet on. And it was absolutely gorgeous. So she made me one with a lighthouse on it. And I loved it. I had that thing for years, and it was just gorgeous. She would paint her cabinets in her kitchen. They'd moved into this real old house, and they remodeled it. And so her kitchen cabinet, she said, I want to do something fun. I don't want to do, basically she didn't want to do what everybody else done. She wanted to do something different. So each cabinet she hand painted, and it was gorgeous. She painted fruits and just many things. I think she may have even painted her backsplash. I don't remember, but she's so talented, and I have got amazing friends, and they're so talented, and I can't wait for them to come on with me and show you their projects. And I think one of the Bostons is moving out. I think she is rearranging some of the furniture, it sounds like. So I'm going to have to get off from here for now. But I just wanted to introduce myself and introduce my channel. Watch it because you never know what might happen while you're watching. Sometimes we'll be sitting out on the porch when the traffic's not so bad. And sometimes we'll be at my swing. I have a swing at the overlook that my son built for me, and I love sitting back there and seeing the wild animals come up. We have deer that come up. They follow the river, and squirrels, and we have a groundhog that lives in our backyard, and we love him. He's gorgeous. And the other day I was sitting on the swing, and it was real quiet, and all at once I seen something move, and I thought, oh no, because I'm scared of snakes. And I thought, oh no. And it was the prettiest little rabbit, and it just hopped out. And it just sat for the longest, and then it hopped on back into the woods. And so sometimes we'll be there, and you can see how pretty it is back there. Have a good evening. It's evening here where I'm at. Let me know what you're working on and what your favorite projects are. Thank you so much for joining in today. Love you. Peace. Be kind to everybody. Stay hydrated in this weather. Till next time. Bye.